Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning in London at 1 a.m. Also, it's Friday morning in Tokyo, Japan at 9 a.m. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. We're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate. And we're going to be with you for the next hour. And in that hour, of course, we're going to be doing a lot of things. We're going to interact with you, first of all. And those of you who are brand new to the show, we're going to tell you more about the show. You see, I'm here every Thursday night. Now, I'm on the Eastern time zone. You may be somewhere else. Look at your clock. That's what time we come on each week in your area. And when we come in, of course, we get a chance to talk to you and we get you involved in the show. You can talk back with us. That's why we call it Talk Back Live. All you have to do is use your keyboard on your computer, on your cell phone, or even on your tablet. Let your fingers do the walking. I will see you right there on the big screen. I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. And of course, if you have any questions or anything like that, you could just say hi, if that's all you want to do, or you can join in your conversation because there are more people that will be coming in. You can talk to them as well, and we exchange all kinds of ideas. And if you're watching us for the first time, we're coming on 3 different places. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube, and we're on Instagram as well. And so with all of that in mind, you can choose either one of those. You get to see us and get to talk to us just as well. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook, we want you to take the time to forward this show right now to your friends. I know you have a lot of friends on your Facebook page, right? You don't have to do them all because they may be too many. You could do just a few, a couple, a chosen few, but the more the merrier. And the more people that come in, the possibility of the audience growing for us will be great. And if you like to tell your family and friends about it, we would appreciate that too. So do that right now. Take the time out right now and tag the show to them. And if you're watching us on YouTube, I always encourage all of you to go on to my YouTube channel. If you're watching us there right now, we want you to subscribe to us. There's a little button down there where you can drag your mouse over it to the arrow, click onto it, and it's as simple as that. There's no charge, no fee, no nothing. All you have to do is just click on. Now, the purpose of all of that is to get you in, because now that you have clicked on as a subscriber, you'll get a chance to know that each time we come on live, without you even knowing it, you'll get a notification because you may forget about the show. And whenever the show comes on live, or even if we so much as post a video of some sort, you'll see that notification. It'll pop right up. All you have to do is click that notification and it brings you right to the page. Just as simple as that. And for the rest of you who are watching us, you're watching us on Instagram, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just sit back and listen. But tell your family and friends, keep them involved. Keep the word percolating, spread the word around to all of your family and friends. We really would appreciate that. We've got a lot to talk about today, and right through the show, in conjunction with doing what we're going to do, talking to you, we are going to do our regular routine as well, because in just a few minutes from now, we've got sports coming up. We're going to hook up with Brian Camp, coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He has the latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. You'll get a chance to see him. You'll also interact with him as you will interact with me as well. You'll see him right on the screen. You'll get a chance to meet him. If you have any questions, sports related, while he's on the air, he can answer all of the questions right there because he can see you when you come in as well. So look forward to that. Unless, of course, you're watching us on Instagram now, because on Instagram, you won't get the opportunity to see him. We're not hooked up that way. However, you could still hear him and you could still interact with him. If you have any questions, you can do the same thing. Just let your fingers do the walking and type on your keyboard, and you'll get that same information, just like everybody else. They'll know that he's out there, and you can ask him any kind of questions you want sports related. So all of that is coming up. And also, later on in the program, we have what we call a little routine that we convey to you each week called This Day in History. All the events that happen on this day in history, all right, they track back, they fall back, we find them, and we tell you about what's happening in this day in history. That's coming up too. And of course, later on in the program, before it's all over, we're going to give you my picks of the week. My picks of the week are movies directly from Turner Classic. Some of those classic black and white films that you like. Of course, we have those for you. And we want you to stick around for that, because a lot of you may be doing things on the weekend. And on the weekend, one of the things that you might want to do is catch up on some movies, sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Catch up on some old movies. So I just want to add those few movies that I picked for you this week. I want to add them to your bucket list of what to watch. So there you go. Remember, all of the opinions, the thoughts and the opinions expressed on this show, Talkback Live, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any social media or broadcast outlet. We are so glad that you're here with us, and we have, as I said, a lot to talk about, and it's been a long week for everybody. We know that, right? The week just goes by quick, but it's been pretty long. And we're going to be talking about all of those things that are coming up and get you involved in all of the conversation that you have with us. So I just want to say quickly hello to all the people who are coming in now. I see right there on Facebook, and you guys on YouTube. And hello, all of you guys out there, Instagram. A lot of things are going on. So we want you to sit back, relax, and continue to enjoy the show, because we got so much involved here. And we just want to keep it that way. Talking about a lot of things that you know that this month, right? We're still here. We're still in the month of September, right? And when we come back next week on Talk Back Live, it'll be a brand new month. So this is the final thing on this show that I can talk to you about. We are acknowledging National Fruits and Veggies Month. Eat your fruits and veggies. A lot of you people are trying to wonder, how can I eat as many fruits and vegetables? They say you have to have 5 servings a day. Well, that's why they have supplements, because, just like you, I can't see anyone actually taking down that much fruit, and vegetables, each day. But you do the best you can, as much as you can. And of course, as I said, they have supplements for that, just in case you can't down those many fruits and vegetables, but, eat as regularly as possible. So that's what we have, National Fruits and Vegetable Month. Also this month, we have another thing that we acknowledge. We want to acknowledge you. We could talk about it for the last time in this show, but this is something that can be talked about anytime. And that's this month. We're also into National Suicide Prevention Month. Now, that's something that you could be talking about all year round. If you know someone in crisis, or if you're in crisis at any time, a family, a friend, member, something like that, are in crisis, please, here's a number you can text or you can call, which is just 3 digits, 988. Simple as that. If you have a problem, you want to talk with someone, or text someone about it, I'm pretty sure when you text them, they'll get back to you as quick as they can. But if you want faster results, you call them and talk to someone, because I think there's someone on the line waiting for someone to talk to. So if you're into that situation, please, take that number down, text it or call it. That's 988, and that's for the National Suicide Prevention Month. Also, what we want to talk about, that the flu season is here. You already know that. That's here right now. And of course, it's time to get those flu shots. Now, they are available. All you have to do is go to your favorite pharmacist, and you can take them, and they're free. In most cases, they are free. And you just walk right in. I don't think you need an appointment for flu shots. I don't think so. Well, something, it depends. It depends. I know where I live. At my pharmacist, I used to just walk in there, but now they changed the whole thing is now you have to make an appointment. But what's the difference? You can make an appointment. All you have to do is go online, make an appointment with them or whatever, and keep that appointment. Make sure you keep it. make sure that you're there and you're available to keep that appointment and take the shot. It doesn't take that long, just a pop in the arm and you're out of there. Just as simple as that, because you know the flu season, as I said, is here, and this is the time to take it. Now, some people don't want to take it too early, and you don't want to take it too late. You know, now the weather is getting a little chilly, and it's safe to say now that the summer is over and we're officially into autumn, the weather is going to change. It'll get a little chilly, and of course, you want to wear the proper clothing so you don't catch cold or anything. Also, speaking of vaccines, you also have the COVID-19, the updated COVID-19 vaccination that's available now. You can get that. Of course, it's something that you also have to make an appointment to. And it's available now. Now, there were certain, I haven't heard since the last time I told you about it, but certain pharmacists had to turn people away because they were running out of the vaccine. And if that's the case, if that's in your case as well, just reschedule another appointment and take it, but eventually we get over. But I haven't heard anyone running out of vaccines since that time. That was last week when I reported this. And so that's available. You take that. It's just like, you know, taking your flu shot. It's a pop in the arm and you're out of there. You know, it's just as simple as that. So be sure to do that. It's available. Now, the thing about that, and I heard another story today, and as they come into me, I will report it to you, is that, remember last week I told you that certain maybe insurance companies will not cover it. I understand now that they do now. They fixed that. They got that together. They met with the actual authorities who makes the okays on this, and they talked to the insurance companies. And now I believe that it's no problem. If there is, check with your doctor, check with your pharmacist. Maybe your doctor, maybe he just pops you for free. You know, check all options and see what you have going, and get that vaccination. But I understand now that insurance companies will pay it, and they're suggesting that they do pay it, so you can get it for free. In some cases, it may be, even if it's so much as getting the vaccination and paying copay, you know, but that's better than having to pay the full thing, because I think it's somewhere between $100 and $200. Now, who wants to take that out of their pockets, right? So check all of that. But I believe now everything, it's okay. So keep checking that, get vaccinated, stay healthy, as we always want you to do, and it's going to be fine. All right. So, and that's that. So there you go. So we got that all out of the way. And when you go, don't forget, when you go get vaccination, you get your vaccination, ask them if they still issue lollipops. I always do. Remember when you were a kid and you went to the doctor and you got a pop in the arm for the flu or for polio? Well, back in my day, they had like the polio shots too, you know, and you get those shots, and the doctor, you know, would give you a lollipop at the end. Just kidding about that. It doesn't happen that way. But it's very important, though, ladies and gentlemen, get your flu and your COVID-19 shot. The flu and the COVID-19 shots are available, as I said, and you can take, I understand you could take both at the same time. That would be your personal choice. If you want to take them both at the same time, you can. I didn't do that. And as far as the COVID, I have one coming up. I took the flu shot already, so I have the COVID coming up. So I have next week, I take the COVID. And so if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for you. So, and that's what we want you to do. We want you to stay healthy and get your family and your friends to do the same thing. You know, we're on a mission, because there are still people who are still on the fence whether or not they should get them or not. And then some people are saying, no, I don't want to get them because, you know, of this, whatever reason, maybe they're allergic to shots like that, Or maybe they think that there's a chip in it or something, that will control you, which I think is ridiculous, totally ridiculous. I don't know. There's a government shutdown coming along, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk more about that in just a few minutes. But right now, I want to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to do that right now because Brian Camp is out here. And as usually, when he comes in, he brings you the latest developments in today's world of sports. A lot to talk about in the sports field. So let's get started with that right now. Brian, how you doing today?
Doing good. If I remember getting a lollipop at the barber shop when I get to be crying the whole time, and then finally my mother would give me a lollipop. I used to get a grape. Grape was always my favorite lollipop.
You never missed one.
Never miss a grape. Never. Taste grape soda every year for the holidays. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, those were good days, though.
Grape soda?
I don't drink soda anymore, but I substituted with a grape dietary sugar-free drink.
Oh, okay.
You with the powder things,
Oh, okay. I never had that.
Yeah. It's still got a little sugar in it, but it's not as sweet as the sodas are. Yeah.
I stopped drinking those sodas a long time ago. They're loaded with sugar.
No, I know. Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, if I have to have a soda, it'd be a ginger ale. I feel congested, nice ginger ale.
Yeah.
Warm ginger ale, and they just burp it out. Yeah.
How's it going in Charlotte with the weather?
Well, it is 69 degrees out here. It's been sunny all day, but very cool. The weather is changing, as you know. And it's 69 degrees, and it was plenty of sun today. So, yes, the weather is getting cooler now. Definitely, for sure.
We had bright sunshine yesterday, and before that, it was raining a lot. Then we had the bright sunshine yesterday. Now we're back with the rain, and it's going to rain heavy tomorrow again. We don't get as much sunshine as we used to do. You better start sending some of that over here.
No, we have plenty. We're going to have plenty of sunshine tomorrow too. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I could just email you some of the sunshine over. Yeah, but it's the school is back in session now, nationwide. So that's why I call these the dog days of the fall, where it gets a little chilly. Not cold, but it gets a little chilly. Our high today was still 82 degrees, which was typical weather in Charlotte here in the Queen City. But other than that, it was really great weather, gotta say. Yeah. But good evening to you, to all out there who's watching. Like I said, it's 69 degrees and mostly clear too. So we're having some great weather and some comfortable sleeping weather for tonight as well. Just one story in the NBA. This came down a little recently. In the NBA, Wilt Chamberlain's 1972 NBA Finals jersey, worn in Game 2 and the clinching Game 5 uniform, exceeding expectation at an auction at a Sotheby's. That's an auction company selling for $4.9 million. Chamberlain was named Finals MVP that year. That's the year when they won 33 straight games in a row early in the season. And I think that's the year Elgin Baylor retired too. But he was named Finals MVP. It was the first and only Finals MVP award, which wasn't given out until the 1969, a decade after he had started playing in the NBA. So somebody that bought that jersey, pretty sure they had washed it before they auctioned it off, because that's actually the uniform that Wilt Chamberlain played in. So congratulations to whoever purchased that. It's a lot of money that you bought and a lot of money that you made on the other party as well by making that donation. This day in sports, September 28th, the New York Highlanders, who used to be, now they're called the New York Yankees, but back then in 1911, the New York Highlanders got 13 base on balls and 15 stolen bases, including 6 in one inning, beating the Browns 18-12. 1919, the fastest Major League Baseball game only occurred 51 minutes. Giants defeated the Phillies 6-1. Wow, they must have was really playing fast. In 1928, Chicago White Sox, 1919, Chicago White Sox players are indicted in the grand jury charged with fixing the 1919 World Series. That's famously known as the Black Sox. The Black Sox, that's when they took a bribe and they were just, they got paid for dumping the World Series. And that was a famous World Series, which a lot of those players who were who would not played again after that scandal. So including the famous shoeless Joe Jackson. So that remains in history, not only in American history, but in sports history. 1941, Ted Williams ended the baseball season with a batting average of .406. 1955, the first World Series color TV broadcast on NBC was the New York Yankees versus the Brooklyn Dodgers. In 1976, Muhammad Ali defeated Ken Norton in 15 rounds for the WBA and WBA and Ring magazine titles. At that time, they still have it. They got different types of heavyweight or any kind of weight class, different titles. So now, back then it was the WBA, the WBC, and Ring magazine. 1988, LA Dodger Oral Hershiser breaks Don Drysdale, who's also a former Dodger, 59 consecutive scoreless inning streak. 1996, Baltimore Orioles Roberto Alomar suspended 5 games for spitting at the umpire. A lot of people have not forgiven him for doing that, but him and the umpire that who he spat upon, they have made up over the years, but the fans still bring it up and they still talk about it. He apologized, they made up, so why can't everybody else, the fans, just move on? But apparently fans do not want to move on. They still want to talk about it. 2022, New York Yankee Aaron Judge hits his 61st home run, tying Roger Maris's American League record in 1961. Birthdays, 1905, happy birthday to the late Max Schmeling, world heavyweight champion, born in Klein, Lukow, Germany. You know, he's famous for fighting the great Bronx bomber Joe Louis. 1941, Charlie Taylor, NFL Hall of Famer wide receiver, was born in Grand Prairie, Texas. 1942, Grant Jackson, I remember that name, lefty, Major League Baseball pitcher, was born in Fostoria, Ohio. 1954, Steve Longett, NFL wide receiver and United States Representative Republic of Oklahoma, was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He played a number of years with the Seattle Seahawks, and after retiring, he went into politics. And in 1963, happy birthday to Johnny Dawkins, NBA guard, born in Washington, D.C. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a very, not chilly, cool, but a nice breezy night here on Thursday night. And yes, there's a football game tonight on Prime Video. The Green Bay Packers are playing the Detroit Lions. And that game is, the Green Bay Packers just scored, so it was 3-0. That's still in the first quarter, game just started.
Yeah, that's Thursday night football, only on Prime. I remember Thursday night football, you can catch it on TV or regular TV, but now it's only on Prime. I've got to get with the program. You have Prime?
I have Prime, yes. I have Prime to watch these games, watching it now while it's on the screen. Oh. But yeah, you know, with sports now, what they're trying to do, they're trying to get away and just throw cable away, period. A lot of these companies like Prime and ESPN and these other outlets are trying to take over cable. So you don't have a slew of games on Sunday like you used to. Now you got Thursday night games. The first couple of weeks of the new season, you got 2 games on Monday night, and you got Sunday night. So they're trying to spread it out, but eventually cable will just be a memory.
Yeah, I was Sunday when they had all of those football games. I was concentrating on wanted to watch the Minnesota Vikings play, but evidently I couldn't pick it up. So I'm thinking maybe it's on Prime or Peacock or one of those. So I don't get to see them that often. So I got to get with the program. I got to stop picking up on these things, and so I can pick up everything. But
Or you could just, or you could just purchase the NFL ticket where they show you all the games.
yeah,
But that's a hefty price, though. You know, a lot of people don't want to get that.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. As if my cable bill wasn't big enough. But yeah, I think you're right. I think people are falling off the cable bandwagon now, and they're going to other places where they don't have to pay as much money, but still get some of the channels that they like. Now, I should figure it all out, because also I like the news channels. My favorite news channels, I mean, they're not going to go anywhere. I'm going to keep watching those, like CNN, MSNBC, and
MSNBC.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't. Speaking of news, I don't know. This has nothing to do with sports, but did you hear anything about Laura Ingraham leaving the show? I've heard it was all on the internet, but I'm not believing it just yet.
I haven't heard that. Now, what station does she work at?
On Fox. She's on Fox. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't really. Once in a blue moon, if there's a major story, breaking news, I'll flip over to Fox just to see how they drift away from talking about a main story, but yet they'll, I'll just get their reaction. But no, haven't heard anything about that.
Well, Fox had me on their radar for about a couple of hours last night, because I was watching the debate. So since it's a Republican debate, it was only on Fox.
Of course. Of course. I mean, it's naturally they will have that. I mean, Fox, the Republicans will only have it no other way. And, so I'm not going to talk about politics, but yes. I'm pretty sure the ratings were very well. It was only on Fox.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, but I'll be talking more about that debate later, because I was trying to fight sleep, and sleep won. That's how. But I'm going to talk more about that a little later on.
Did they have the same 7 people on there, the same 7 candidates?
No, this time around, they didn't have Asa Hutchinson.
Okay.
He didn't make the cut this time around. And so, but the rest of them were there, and they were like children. I don't know. Maybe you weren't into it, but I watch it so I could have something to talk about on the show. Otherwise I wouldn't watch it. But yeah, it was a circus, as always. But
as always, yeah.
I'll talk more about that a little later. You're back here tomorrow, right?
Be back tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
Okay, we'll see you then. Talk to you then.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Okay. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And he's going to be with us tomorrow, as he already told you. He's going to be with us. He's going to do the coffee hour with us, and we'll tell you more about the coffee hour a little later on. That's another show that we have. That's every Friday morning. And of course, he's going to be with us. He's here every Thursday as well, as I said, and he brings us the latest developments in today's world of sports. In case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I am going to be with you for the balance of the hour. We have over a half hour to go in the program, and as you already know, we're always here for a whole full hour for your viewing pleasure. I don't know if it's a viewing pleasure, but we're here anyway, all right? And we want you to, hopefully you could stay with us. Now, a lot of you are out there, you could only give us a certain amount of time, and you have to leave for whatever reason. If that's the case, I'm going to miss you when you walk off, but thank you so much. I am so grateful for whatever time you could spare with us, but we hope the case is that most of you are out there hanging loose with us like you do every Thursday. Okay, we're going to be around here, as I said, for a whole half hour. I did say that. Why am I repeating that? I already told you that. And you're saying, why? Why are you saying that again? Okay. Yeah, we talked about the possible government shutdown, right? Just want to expand on that a little bit, and then maybe I'll get back to it later because I want to do this day in history. But we talked about the government shutdown, and a lot of you people would probably want to know, how is it going to affect you if it happens? And we have 2 days before it's over, before it happens. If it happens, you know, we're keeping our fingers crossed, because who knows, maybe at the 11th hour, they decide we're not going to shut it down. We're going to go forward. Everything is going to be okay. How's it going to affect you? It's going to affect you like it affects the rest of us. Now, first of all, the first questions that a lot of you may be asking, especially seniors who are collecting Social Security, how is that going to affect my payment? Am I going to get my money, you know, as usual? Okay, I reported last week that you will. And just to make sure, I double checked today. And it's the same thing. So everything is going to be normal in that capacity. However, if you're looking to apply for a Social Security card or enter a government office and do government business, it's going to be shut down. So you won't be able to get that. And I know a Social Security card is very important, because you have to have a Social Security number to take out a loan, to get a job, or I don't know, things like that. You know, a lot of things. Mostly everything that we do requires a Social Security number. So maybe you are expecting one in the mail, maybe you applied before this whole rigmarole came about, and maybe you'll get it soon. That'll be great for you. But if you're thinking about applying for one, providing the shutdown takes place. We don't know for sure. They listen, all things are possible. All things are possible. Maybe we won't get a shutdown. Remember the last time they threatened to shut us down? And at the 11th hour, they decided, oh, it's going to be okay. We're not going to shut the government down. And I'm just hoping that would be the case. Anyway, those of you are looking for your Social Security payments, it's going to be in the mail. It's going to be as usual. I think that's one of the only things that's not going to be taken away. But a lot of things are going to be affecting us in that capacity. I know a lot of things. For instance, your travels, that's going to be affected, especially if you're flying, because I know a lot of people in the air traffic control department, they won't be getting paid. A lot of the people in the government office may not be getting paid. The military, the guys that do good work for us, they won't be getting paid. You know, so it's going to affect a lot of things. A lot of things are going to be go home. The national parks are going to be closed. All of those things that are government related are going to be shut down. And so let's keep our fingers crossed, because it may not happen. And I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I forgot to report to you too, ladies and gentlemen. Here's something in the entertainment field. David McCullum, the gifted actor who starred in the 1960s drama The Man from U.N.C.L.E., died on Monday in New York City. The Scottish star, who's also famous for playing the chief medical examiner Donald Ducky Mallet on NCIS. He was 90 years old, and the actor passed peacefully of natural causes, surrounded by his family in New York at Presbyterian Hospital. And of course, I love his work. From way back when he was doing The Man from U.N.C.L.E. up until, you know, he passed away when he was doing NCIS. So we want to say all of our condolences to all of his family and friends and all of his co-workers, especially the people from NCIS and everyone else. So it's a great man. Yeah, I didn't realize, you know, growing up watching Man from U.N.C.L.E., I always pictured him as a tall guy, but he's pretty short. Okay, it's about that time, right? It's about that time. So let's get started right away and see what we got going on this day in history. And on this day in history, 1944. Theodore Roosevelt Jr., son of President Roosevelt, is awarded the Medal of Honor for directing troops at Utah Branch during the D-Day landings. On this day in history, in 1945, Mildred Pierce, starring Joan Crawford, opens at the Strand Theater in New York City. She wins the Academy Award for Best Actress. On this day in history, in 1948, WBAP TV, an NBC affiliate station, that was in Fort Worth, Texas, begins broadcasting. And on this day in history, 1949, My Friend Irma premieres, the first of 16 films starring Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. On this day in history, 1953, the Bob and Ray Show TV variety show last aired on NBC. In 1956, on this day in history, the Johnny Carson Show TV variety show lasted and aired at, the last aired was on CBS TV. In 1956, RCA Records reports Elvis Presley sold over 10 million records. In 1957, Honeycomb by Jimmy Rogers hits #1. Back in 1960, Millionaire, that was a series on TV, last aired on CBS TV. In 1960, also, My Heart Has a Mind of His Own by Connie Francis hits #1. In 1960, the game show Queen for a Day moves to ABC TV. In 1961, the American medical drama series Dr. Kildare, starring Richard Chamberlain and Raymond Massey, premieres on NBC. Also in 1961, Hazel, starring Shirley Booth, debuts on NBC TV. Also in 1961, that was a very good year, Pearly Victorious, a farce by Ossie Davis, opens on Broadway. Move over to 1962, I'm Dickens, He's Fenster, starring John Aston and Marty Ingalls, debuts on ABC. In 1963, King Leonardo cartoon last aired on NBC. In 1963, Little Deuce Coupe, a single by the Beach Boys, peaks at #15. In 1963, the new Phil Silvers Show debuts on CBS TV. Also in 1963, the music, that record Sally Go Round the Roses by the J-Nets. And that hit #1. That was a one-hit wonder that hit #2, I should say. 1963, the Sherry Lewis Show last aired on NBC TV. In 1963, Surfer Joe by the Safaris peaked at #62. Also in 1963, Tennessee Tuxedo and His Tales cartoon debuts on CBS TV. In 1968, the Beatles' Hey Jude, their single, goes to #1 and stays #1 for 9 weeks. In 1968, Janis Joplin announces she's leaving the rock band Big Brother and the Holding Company. In 1972, David Bowie sells out his first show in New York City's Carnegie Hall. In 1974, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing by Aretha Franklin peaks at #47. In 1974, I'm a Rambling Man by Waylon Jennings peaks at #75. Also in 1974, Papa Don't Take No Mess, Part 1 by James Brown peaks at 31. In 1974, John Lennon appears as a guest DJ on WNEW FM in New York. 1976, Songs in the Key of Life, the 18th studio album by Stevie Wonder, was released. In 1981, Olivia Newton-John releases her single Physical. In 1985, Don't Lose That Number by Phil Collins peaks at #4. In 1987, Star Trek: The New Generation, starring Patrick Stewart, debuts on syndicated TV. In 1988, the Bronx Museum of the Arts opens. In 1990, Marvin Gaye gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 1997, newscaster David Brinkley, at the age of 74, retires after 54 years broadcasting. In the year 2015, Trevor Noah succeeds Jon Stewart on the Daily Show on Comedy Central. And Ed Sullivan was born on this day in 1909. He was born in New York City. He died October 13th, 1974, at the age of 73 years old from cancer. In 1909, Al Cap, American cartoonist who created Little Abner, was born in New Haven, Connecticut. He died in 1979. Actor Peter Finch was born on this day in 1916 in London, England. He died January 14th, 1977, at the age of 60 years old from a heart attack. In 1918, comedian and actor Arnold Stang, who regularly appeared on the Milton Berle Show from radio to TV, also the voice of Top Cat, was born in New York City. He passed away in 2009. Actress model Brigitte Bardot was born on this day in 1934. She was born in Paris, France, and she's 89 years old today. Happy birthday. In 1938, singer Benny King, who did the big hit Stand By Me, also a member of the Drifters, was born in Henderson, North Carolina, and he passed away 2015. Comedian Janine Garofalo was born on this day in 1964. She was born in Newton, New Jersey. She's 59 years old today. In 1967, actress Mira Savino, that was the daughter, or is the daughter, of Paul Savino, and born in Tenafly, New Jersey. She's 56 years old today. In 1967, actress singer Moon Zappa was born here in New York City, and she's 56 years old today. Actress singer Hilary Duff was born on this day in 1987. She was born in Houston, Texas. She's 36 years old today. In 1922, James Cagney weds dancer Frances Vernon in New York City. In 1933, actress Greer Garson weds first husband Edward Snelson. In 1935, comedian Stan Laurel from the famous Laurel and Hardy bunch, right? He marries his second wife, actress Virginia Ruth Rogers. In 1936, Marx Brothers comedian Harpo Marx, he weds actress Susan Fleming. In 1956, Russian President Boris Yeltsin weds Nia Grina. That's how you pronounce that. In 1997, actor Chad Lowe, he weds actress Hilary Swank. In 1937, comedian Martha Ray divorces Hamilton Bud Westmore on the basis of extreme cruelty. As we go back to Harpo Marx, back in 1964, from the Marx Brothers, he dies at the age of 75 years old in 1964. In 1966, actor Eric Fleming from the series Rawhide died from drowning at the age of 41 years old. In 1968, radio disc jockey Dewey Phillips, he was nicknamed Daddy-O back in the old days, dies from heart failure at the age of 42 years old. In 1975, Sidney Field, a landlord on Abbott and Costello, on the Abbott and Costello show, dies at the age of 77. Jazz musician Miles Davis died on this day in 1991 at the age of 65 years old from pneumonia. He was born May 26, 1926 in Alton, Illinois. In 2004, radio disc jockey Scott Muni dies on this day, and he was born in 1930. In 2015, singer Frankie Ford with the big hit Sea Cruise back in the old days, back in the 50s, he dies at the age of 76 years old. In 2016, Agnes Nixon, television producer, director, and writer for One Life to Live and All My Children, dies at the age of 93 years old. And finally, rapper Coolio died on this day in 2022 at the age of 59 years old, suspected heart attack. And he was born August 1st, 1963, and he was born in Manessa, Pennsylvania. And that's it for this day in history. And if you happen to know something that was happening on this day in history, and I didn't mention it, I would love to mention it. And if you know about it, you have that information, please share it. And when you share it, of course, I will convey it to everyone here who are watching. Just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for the next few minutes. At the top of the hour, it's going to be all over for me for the night, and I'm going to go home and take a snooze, right? And wake up tomorrow for the next show. But anyway, you're just joining us this instant. We thank you for being along with us. Remember, we're here for a whole full hour, so try to get here early next week. We really and enjoy your company, as I hope you enjoy ours. And those of you who are watching us right now, you're always invited to say whatever you have to say. If there's something in particular you want to talk about, of course, we're always eager for you to do that. I love to interact with you personally, to say hello. You can do that, and we'll conversate. You create a conversation, and we'll just join in with you, and we'll just have the pleasure of doing that with you. But for those of you who just rather watch the show and not involve yourself that way, but in turn would like to get in touch with me, well, I have two sources you can do that. I have an email address and a telephone number. And of course, you can get in touch with me both ways. Now, let's give you the email address first. How about we start with that? Email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. If you spell it any other way, you'll never get through. It's frankallanprod@aollan. Prod is spelled P-R-O-D. That's short for productions. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. frankallanprod@aol.com. Telephone number, you can call 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, you can call for various reasons. You can call to critique the show, or maybe you have suggestions about the show, or maybe there's someone you like to see on the show with us sitting right next to me, or via Zoom or something like that. Then you'd like to see something like that. I'm open ears, and I'll listen to whatever you have to say. If you want to, like I said, you want to critique the show too, that's good. We're thick-skinned around here. We don't, it helps us out when you tell us what's on your mind. And of course, we would love to hear from you. And so give us your thoughts and ideas. They're always welcome. And you can do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and that's it. You can do that. So let me give you that email address again. The email address is frankallanprod@aol.com. That's frankallanprod@aol.com. Or you may call 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. And we will be delighted to hear from you. And I'll be looking for you. So many things happening in the news, and we already told you about that possible shutdown, government shutdown. Let's keep the faith on that one. Also, you already heard about New York judge, the big news, New York judge finds Donald Duck, that's another name, marking Chris Christie. Anyway, inmate number P01135809. You already know him by the other name too. 345/666 Beast Incarnate, right? Well, anyway, the judge finds him, he's got a big hefty fine, and fines him for fraud. And so he may not be able to do any more operate business here in New York, where we are. And it was already told that his son, his cabin that he purchased is taken away from him. So there's going to be a lot of things. So I know Donald Duck is pissed off. I know he is, because there's always one thing after another. So that's something that we want to talk about too, to let you know about that. And, this man is poison. You heard about this week, he already called for the assassination or the death for General Mark Milley, right? You heard about that, right? Big shot. and he's constantly doing this. So I don't know. I'm looking for the courts to give this guy the gag order. Get that gag order in place, because he's threatening people. He's threatening judges and he's jurors and all of these people. Get that gag order in place. The man lost his mind. The guy doesn't even remember who he ran against in 2016. He can't even remember that. The guy's lost his mind. And he's and you heard about what he was talking about. He referring to Joe Biden, our president, our beloved President Joe Biden. You know, he said that, you know, this man is dangerous. Joe Biden dangerous. He couldn't even hurt a fly. And he said something under this administration. He said under this administration, it may take us into World War II. When I heard that, I had to, it wasn't World War II, World War II. He says, he's going to take us, Joe Biden is going to take us into World War II. Lost his mind. And you know something, the thing is, and you know, he had a lot of nerve yesterday to go visit these union people and asking their union representatives to endorse him. And this guy, you understand what I said? This guy is he's anti-union, but yet and still he wants to go and ask these people, the union representatives, to endorse him, and he's anti-union. There's so many bad things. And Joe Biden, thank you so much. Joe Biden, by the way, the first president ever to visit a union picket line. He was on the union picket line talking to the people. The people opened him with open arms and thanking him for coming out there because, you know, the AWU in Detroit, Michigan, you know, is still on strike. And they're still, you know, trying to get it together. And we hope that whatever they're striking for, we hope that they get it, because, you know, I am pro-union. You know, we hope that they get what they're looking for, because all of these people, all these companies are rich, billions and billions of dollars, and they just want their fair share. So I want to thank the president for doing that, going out there. The people out in Detroit, Michigan, they were out there picketing, and he was out there with them with the bullhorn. And he's the first sitting president to do that. So thank you, Joe Biden. Did anyone get a chance to see the debates last night? I was talking to Brian earlier. The debates, it was oh boy, it was terrible. I mean, I was fighting sleep and sleep won. And so if you didn't get a chance to see it, you didn't really miss anything, except for the fact that it was just a new debate. Now there's another one coming up, and they were getting down on 345/66 Beast Incarnate, that he was a coward and he should have been there. Now, I think that the reason why I think that he's not going to show up to any of these debates, there's another one coming up, and he probably won't show up with that, because I don't think he's going to look forward to all of these people bashing him. I don't think he can take that. But it was, I'm pretty sure you can go online on Fox, because it was broadcast on Fox News, so I'm pretty sure you can go on their website and see it in its entirety, if you have the strength and the stamina to do so. But it was business as usual, and so there you have it. So all of these things that go down, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep our fingers crossed. And here's another thing you guys got to do. You already know what 345/66 Beast Incarnate already told you what he's going to do if he makes president for the second time. He already told you. I don't have to repeat it. You already know what he's going to do. Please, when you go out and vote, remember, this is a critical time. So whatever you do this year and the following year, you go out to vote, keep in mind who's attempting to shut down the government. Keep that in mind when you vote. Before you mark anything, keep in mind who may be shutting down this government. It's not the Democrats. It's not the the independents or anybody like that, keep in mind who's shutting down the government, and vote wisely. Think about that real strong. You guys who are, I don't know, ready to tack on some movies during your weekend time, all right? You want to see some movies? Well, I have some movies to add to your bucket list of movies on what to watch for the weekend, because each week I have my pick of the week from Turner Classic Movies, those classics, those black and whites that you like, all right? And I have my pick of the week, and I'm pretty sure you may have some movies that you want to catch up with that you haven't seen in a long time, but I just want to add these to you this week. I only have 3 this week, so I'm going to give you one. Let's start with 1946. This is a movie with lots and lots of music. If you like musicals, this one is called Till the Clouds Roll By, starring Robert Walker, Van Heflin, and Lucille Bremer, or Bremer, however you want to pronounce it. That's Bremer. So that's Bremer. And that's coming on Turner Classic Movies. And you can see that. That's coming on this Saturday at 12 p.m. That's 12 noon Eastern, Till the Clouds Roll By. And you see a lot of performers in there. There are just too many to name, but you'll see them on. They'll keep coming on, and a lot, maybe some of your favorites are there. It's a 1946 classic in color. You could see that. Also, here's something that goes back to 1950. It's a black and white, and they don't show it often. So that's why I want you to get a hold of it and watch it when it comes on. It's called Caged. In 1950, Eleanor Parker and Agnes Moorehead, along with Hope Emerson. It's about, I'm not going to give it away, but it's about these women in prison. And it's on Turner Classic Movies, and it comes on Saturday as well at 6:15 p.m. That's evening performance for you. So check it out. It's called Caged. Also, we have Carousel that goes back to 1956, another musical starring Gordon McCrae and Shirley Jones. That's also a color. It's another color. Back in 1956, and that's also on Turner Classic Movies. And I believe that this comes on directly after Cage. So on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you'll get a chance to see these movies. They're great movies. Now, you can go to Turner Classic Movies and scroll right through the program guide and see all of that, right? Because with those movies, there may be others that I don't know, maybe say, oh, well, he didn't mention those. I want to see this one. You can do that. It's not that I don't like them. It's just that these are my picks. These 3 are my picks of the week. There may be others that you may scroll down and see and you may like, and you want to put them on your DVR. You want to DVR them if you don't get a chance to see them in real time or watch them live or whatever. Do that. And while you're on demand, go there, because there are a lot of free movies that are there that you may want to check out from A to Z, a lot of them. Scroll down and you can check them out. They're all right there for you from A to Z. Great classic movies from the 1930s on up. And of course, while you're on demand too, there's demand. You can go there and watch pay-per-view movies. And some of the movies that are already in the theater, you could watch, right? You have a lot of great children's shows that you can see on demand. You have documentaries that are great. You have, you like Lifetime movies, see what's available on there. You can check that out. If you like sports and you don't get a chance to see them in real time, you miss them the following day. It's right there on demand. Sometimes without commercials, you can check it out. It's right there. So let me give you these movies once again so that you get a chance to enjoy, and I hope that you get a chance to enjoy them. We've got Till the Clouds Roll By, 1946, Robert Walker and Van Heflin, along with Lucille Bremer. That's Turner Classic Movies, Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. Cage with Eleanor Parker, Agnes Moorehead, and Hope Emerson. That's a black and white movie. That's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And you also have Carousel with Gordon McCrae and Shirley Jones, along with Turner Classic Movie. Yeah, that's on Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I hope you get a chance to enjoy these movies. And I think you're going to like them. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoy being here, and I hope you enjoy watching. We're going to be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the coffee hour. Brian Camp is going to be here with me for sports, with the latest developments in today's world of sports. He said it, he promised, so I hope you'll be here for that. And also come back here next week, next Thursday at 8 p.m. for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Camp, of course, with sports, and of course, I'm hoping that you'll be here too. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night, and we'll see you soon.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.